Hi folks, Andy here. Offloading your vehicle can be stressful. Just thinking about the advertising and haggling and strangers coming to your house wanting a test drive can be ugh. But have you ever thought about selling to a dealership? It's possible you could close the deal more quickly, get cash up front, and avoid the stranger danger. It doesn't just benefit the seller. The dealership gains a better mix of makes and models with varying mileage, something for everyone. But is it truly worth it to try to sell to a dealership? What's involved? Stay tuned to find out. Now more than ever, there are more ways to sell your car. Besides going the private sale route, you could also contact resale websites like Vroom or Carvana, which collectively sell hundreds of thousands of cars per year. Or you can sell directly to a dealership. Today we're going to focus on dealership sales. There are a few good reasons you should look at this option, and some reasons you may want to take your business elsewhere. On the positive side, 1, you don't have to worry about advertising. Selling a car privately often requires marketing the vehicle and listing it on websites and classifieds ads. But a sale to a dealer is direct. With one phone call, you can determine whether the sale is worth exploring. 2, you can probably sell it faster. Dealers are accustomed to buying used cars and have the systems and procedures in place to do so regularly. Whereas a private sale might take weeks to find the right buyer and get the paperwork in order, a dealer may be able to close the sale and pay in full within a day. 3, speaking of paperwork, dealerships do this for a living and know what's required to complete the transaction. As long as you have everything on your end, the dealer will be able to handle the rest. So there will be fewer paperwork headaches. 4, negotiation. On a resale website like Carvana or Vroom, you generally plug in info about your car and they give you an estimate within minutes. There's no one-on-one conversation or rapport building, just cold hard circuitry giving you a quote. If you're a people person or a good negotiator, you may be better off at a dealership where you'll have more human interaction. 5, maybe most important of all, you'll have cash in hand sooner rather than later. As a business, a dealership is likely prepared to cut you a check or hand you actual cash as soon as the deal is struck. A private buyer, however, may have to secure a loan, transfer money, which can extend the process significantly. No deal is perfect, and if you decide to go with a dealership, you have to be prepared to make a few sacrifices. Most significantly is that you may not get the full asking price. Look, dealers are trying to make a profit off of your vehicle. Unless the make and model you're selling has suddenly surged in popularity, it rarely makes sense for a dealer to offer you the full value of your car. On that note, the dealership will most likely list your car for more money than what you sold it to them for, which may make you feel like you got shortchanged. If you did your research and were firm in your negotiations, it's unlikely you got cheated, but it can still sting. The second downside is that you'll probably need to prepare the car for the sale. A dealership is unlikely to buy a vehicle without proof that it's in full working order, as any repairs will cut into their profits. Getting inspections, installing new tires, and tying up any other loose ends means you have work to do and money to spend before ever approaching a dealer. Alternatively, websites like Carvana just require a VIN number and answers to a couple of questions, and they'll give you a quote within minutes. And with a private sale, you might be able to find a buyer willing to take your vehicle as is. Lastly, to put it in simple terms, you're at the mercy of the market. If all the dealerships in your area are affiliated with specific manufacturers, making a sale will be tough if your vehicle doesn't fit within their brands. And even if it does, a glut of similar cars on the lot may make them less eager to add another. It's the old supply and demand game. A private sale, on the other hand, is just a matter of matching your car with the right buyer. So after weighing the pros and cons, you decided to try and sell at a dealership. Now what? You needed to first consider the dealerships in your area that take a used vehicle. Normally, manufacturer-specific franchises won't purchase a vehicle if there's no trade-in unless they trust the customer and know them well. However, there are still many dealerships that readily accept used vehicles, as long as they're in working order. Search for more generic used car dealerships such as CarMax or AutoNation USA to start the process. Once you've found a location that's suitable to sell your car, there's a bunch of things you'll want to do before bringing it in. Remember when I said it'd be more work for you? Well, here's the work. While you're hoping to get the most amount of cash in your pocket, it's important to remember that the dealership will see your vehicle through a lens of their own maximum profit. Researching the value of your vehicle before approaching the dealership will help you keep realistic expectations and arm you with the information that will help you negotiate the sale. Note that it's unlikely you'll receive the full value of your vehicle that you encounter in your research, but having an idea of what it's worth puts you in a stronger position. The best way to try and ensure a smooth sale is to make sure all of the vehicle's paperwork is in order and accounted for. Keep the car's title and registration papers, insurance, and service statements in the vehicle's glove compartment for future reference. If the vehicle has been in an accident, you should have proof of the repairs. A dealership is not going to purchase a used vehicle that will cost them more to fix than it did to purchase, nor will they give you the amount you hope for if the vehicle needs repairs. So to avoid surprises, take your vehicle to a trusted mechanic for a full inspection before approaching a dealership. The car should run well and have all its safety features in place. One of the most important features on a used car is its set of tires, and it's especially true of vehicles being sold where winter tires are necessary. Before you sell your car, make sure you either purchase new tires beforehand or ensure the tread is still acceptable and safe for all road conditions. A mechanic can help take a look at your tires for wear and tear to try and ensure that they are safe. And in states where it snows often, having a backup set of winter tires available for the vehicle will increase the chances of a better sales price. No one wants to purchase something that's dirty and not well maintained. A full detail of your vehicle before you sell is one of the keys to getting top dollar. Consider bringing the car to a professional detailer, which will clean the interior and exterior of the vehicle. Remove all personal belongings, make sure the glove box only has appropriate paperwork, and clean out the center console as well. As I mentioned before, a dealership doesn't want to invest more money into the car than the selling price, and that means they won't want to fix exterior damage. Look closely at your car for scratches, dents, or missing bits. If any are present, make sure they're fixed before you try and sell your car to a dealership. Otherwise, you may be looking at a lower sale price. After all, you probably wouldn't pay full price for a damaged vehicle either. Used car dealerships often have specific inventory tailored to their locations. For example, a dealership located in a rural farming area may have more pickup trucks, whereas a central city-based dealership may have more hatchbacks and smaller vehicles. Research their inventory and see if your car is a good fit before you approach them. If it was a private sale, there could be several buyers interested in the same vehicle. The same can be said of selling your car to a dealership. Shop around and visit a few dealers to have the car appraised. You can also go to one of the website resellers we mentioned earlier, like Vroom or Carvana, and get an estimate of what they would pay. It could come in handy. Visiting subsequent dealers with offers already in hand can help improve your leverage. There's nothing worse than dealing with someone who doesn't have the authority to make the final decision, and then having to re-pitch the entire sale to the person who does. The salesperson at the front of the store might not be the one to make the decision to purchase the vehicle. So as soon as you get to the dealership, ask to speak with a person in charge of purchasing used cars. This may be the used car manager or a variation of that title. Finally, as you've learned, the dealer will want to flip the vehicle for a profit, so they have an incentive to offer you less than what you might get in a private sale. But if your car is in pristine condition, runs well, the dealer should entertain your asking price. With the previous research you've done and the work you put in, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and make the case for why you believe it's worth more. So let's recap. When it's time to sell your car, ensure you know the value of your car. Research several dealerships in your area. Double check that you have all the necessary paperwork and make sure the vehicle is well maintained and in working order. These steps can help you get the maximum value for your car and save time and energy instead of trying to sell the vehicle privately. Have you had an experience selling your car at a dealership? Did you get your asking price? Let us know in the comments. Need more advice to help sell your car? Head on over to bumper.com or check out some of our other how-to videos. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Good luck, and may the vehicle gods ever be in your favor.